Hello world, and welcome back to Kill or Love. So we last stopped off at some point. My game didn't save, so I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, it saved all the way back here, so I'm hoping this is somewhere close. Without further ado, let's... A few weeks later, she told me what had happened back when she was still living with her family. I'd known for a while that something had happened, something she hadn't shared with anyone before, but when she told me what it was, a few of the things she said, no, I shouldn't write them down here. It feels wrong. It's not mine to tell. What if someone found this journal? Like the nurse, I had never imagined she was living with such a burden. When I found out, I felt crushed. I know. God, I feel like an idiot. And after I told you I had it rough, no, it's fine. Don't feel bad about it, please. You've got your troubles and I've got mine. I know, but can't we do something? There's nothing to do. It's all over now. All I can do is keep looking forward. You know? I hugged her and told her how brave she was for telling me. I told her I'd protect her, keep her safe forever, and I meant it. I had failed her, but that comes later. For now, I figured I should tell her what my own troubles had been. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. It's okay. I do want to. I'd managed to keep quiet about my past. I'd only alluded to things. Now I told her everything. It wasn't a long story. What? Nothing? You don't remember anything? Okay, it's not exactly nothing, but my teen years are fuzzy, and everything before that, it's like it doesn't exist. What about your family? I don't know. Maybe I had one. I was in a lot of institutions before I turned 18. Oh, Jack. I'll tell you about those times if you want, but there's not a lot to tell. Nothing really ever happened to me. I wish I could tell you everything about my life, I really do, but I can't. That's fine. Did you ever try to find out about my life before then? Yeah. Oh. Something hurt him. I didn't. Why not? I don't know. I never felt like it, I guess. I must have known even back then that some memories are best left buried. I'm sure I'd like to remember if I could. If I couldn't? But you're fine with it? Yeah. Well, okay. Tell me about the times you can remember then. So I went on to tell her about all the few bland memories I had. So amnesia. Chapter 3, No More Stalling, August 10th. I could write about all of the talks we had, about the first night we spent together, about looking for an apartment, and then finding it, and then moving in. About pretty much anything that involved the two of us, but I think it's time to move on. This isn't a feel-good journal after all. Back in the ramen shop. It was a Thursday coming up to a year since Grace and I started dating. I was at the cash register. Grace wasn't in the store. An old lady was counting her change slowly and with trembling hands when Anna walked in. Oh, not Anna. Anna didn't buy anything. She went for the register, towards me, empty-handed. The sight of her approaching made my heart start beating like mad. My head hurt. I knew the moment I saw her that she meant trouble. Jack? My God, is that you, Jack? She had the nerve to pretend she stumbled upon me by accident, like she hadn't tracked me down. But I didn't have it together. I couldn't see through her acting. I was confused, panicking, but not sure why. Excuse me, miss? Is it you? Please, don't cut in line, miss. It's not fair to the other customers. The old lady was still tackling her massive coins. She didn't seem to notice much around her. Don't play with me, silly. Jack, it's you, isn't it? Yes, my name is Jack, but you've got me confused with someone else. There's a lot of Jacks out there, you see. Oh, come on, you're you, all right. I put a hand on the counter to steady myself. She reached out as to place her hands on mine. I jerked my hand back like she was going to bite me. It's me. It's Anna. Don't you remember your old friend? No, we've never met. I guess it has been a while. 15 years. Not me. Must be someone else. Anna stared right at me. Through me even. I thought I'd boil or freeze. Sure, it's you. Let's go somewhere and talk about old times. I know a great restaurant just 2 streets over. Look, lady, even if I was this friend of yours, I have a job to do. So let me get on with it. You're bothering the customers. The customers weren't bothered one bit. If they hated anyone, it was probably me. After all, I was being so rude to this pretty, charming girl who could only wanted to talk to her friend. That's a good point, Jack. What are you doing in this place? It's a pile of trash. Someone like you doesn't belong here. I was through trying to reason with her. I crossed my arms and said nothing, hoping she wouldn't notice that my heart was pounding way too fast. Anna gave me a good hard look. So that's how it is. I'll see you later, Jack. And she went away. I let out a long breath I hadn't noticed I was holding. I felt awful. Even worse, I felt Anna had been right. There had definitely been something familiar about her. But I didn't want to find out more. Next time she comes in, I'll treat her the same way, I told myself. Guessing correctly there'd be a next time. Guessing wrongly that it'd be at the store. I'll do it again and again until she gives up. I don't know what she wants, but I won't give an inch. The old lady cried out. She'd found a quarter. Oof, jeez. August 11th. It's weird, isn't it? How I just write today's date like that and then go right on telling about something that happened months ago? I should write down when that stuff happened, but it was so long ago I don't think I can remember the exact dates. Ah, who cares? This is only for me anyway. It can't be a jumbled mess. Sometimes I feel like I should write more about what's happening now, but nothing is happening now, so fuck it. When I told Grace about the girl who called herself Anna and who called me Jack, even though we didn't wear name tags, she took it like it was a good news. How would she take it like it's good news? I guess she's that caring for me. That's amazing, Jack. She must have recognized you from childhood. She said 15 years, didn't she? That's right from the time you can't remember. I don't know. She might be some sort of scam artist. I just come up with that idea of Anna being a scam artist. It seemed like a good enough excuse not to go near her again. Yeah, right. Come on, Jack, at least give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't need her, Grace. I've got you. Jack, I'm not telling you to sleep with her. Don't be so rude to her next time, okay? I wasn't being rude. You so were. Okay, so what if I was? It's not fair to her. She seems like a nice girl. And don't you think it would be good for you too? To be friends with her? No, not really. She could tell you about your past. Then maybe some things would start making sense. You could put whatever happened behind you. But nothing happened. Something must have happened, Jack. People don't... Grace fell silent. Instead of continuing, she started running her fork through her peas on her plate. We were having dinner. People don't what? I think she's having some memories of her traumatic past. Well, people don't do that at night unless something happened to them. I keep telling you, it must be some weird kind of insomnia. Nothing more. Sleeping pills don't work on it. Something will eventually. But why not try this? The memories you have, it's like they want out. I think they should get out too. Then you won't be scared of whatever happens anymore. And how does that work exactly? You'll be able to face it properly. It's helped me a lot, you know? Thinking about what happened to me, seeing it's not so bad as I thought it was. I stubbornly refused to answer and went on eating like I hadn't had a conversation at all. What Grace had referred to was something I'd only recently found out. Apparently, I shouted and kicked at night a lot. Sometimes I all out screamed. Maybe I still do that, who knows. Maybe the staff and patients here are too polite to point it out. No, I don't scream at night anymore. I'm fairly sure I don't. Though that's not to say I can't sleep all that well either. Funny how at one point, something like that was the biggest problem of my life. It was so long ago, or at least it feels like so long ago now. So much has happened since then. Anyway, the morning after I would wake up sweaty and tired, but it wasn't until Grace told me about the screaming that I found out why. Grace said it happened about once a week. It really freaked her out the first few times it happened, but then she got used to it. Or as used to it as you can get. It makes me feel like an asshole, realizing how nonchalant I was about it. Screaming every few nights in my sleep I felt, a small price to pay so I wouldn't have to bother with the past. But it didn't matter. In the end, I decided to face the past or not. Either way, it was coming. The second time Anna and I met, as adults, we were neighbors. So she moved in next to you now? I was coming back home from a morning shift at the store. Geez, you worked at the store your entire life, since you were 15 or so, and now you're an adult? I went to our building, up to the second floor, down the hall to mine and Grace's door, and I froze. There was someone standing in front of our door. That someone was her. Anna. Jack. Oh goodness, what are you doing here? Don't tell me you... She pointed at the door, as if to ask if I live here. Yes, that's my apartment, as you damn well know. The hallway air felt warm and stale, soup-like. What are you doing here? I was going to say hello to my new neighbor. So, hello? Wait, huh? And here? She pushed something into my hands. It was a plate wrapped in plastic wrap. There was something brown on the plate. Brownies, I'm sure you like them, Jack. But we're not neighbors. I spat the words out. Yes, we are. I'm right over there. Anna showed me the door right of mine. Oh, that place had been empty for weeks. I'm pretty sure the guy who lived there before that was a heroin addict. He didn't seem so bad now. What an amazing coincidence, though. To think we'd end up living so close by again. It's not a coincidence, is it? Pardon? Come on, really? What are you trying to do? It's so obvious you planned this. There's no way something like this could happen by accident. Anna laughed. It was a sound like a fork scraping a plate. Well, you can believe it's a coincidence, or you can believe it's not. Either way, we'll be seeing each other pretty often. Enjoy the brownies. Thanks. I'm not a big fan of sweet stuff, but I'm sure Grace will love them. Grace? Who's Grace? My girlfriend. I pointed at the door with my thumb. We live together. My idea was that in case she was acting like this because she was interested in me, I'd gently tell her I was taken. Grace. Yes. She must be a nice girl. The best I've ever known. She's lucky to have you. It's the other way around. Well, it's been nice chatting. I'll say hi to Grace for you. I should go in and say hello myself. No need. And she's not here right now. But... Bye. I pretended to unlock the door. It was already unlocked because Grace was home. I slipped in and shut the door in Anna's face. In the apartment, I found I could breathe freely again. Son of a bitch. Talk to this girl, be friends with her? Not a chance. She creeped the hell out of me. Writing all this down, I can see why Grace thought I was overreacting. The plain facts of it don't seem to be that bad at all. A friend I hadn't seen in years noticed me at my workplace, talked with me a bit, and then happened to move in right next to me. But I knew right from the start that there was something off about her. That's not something to be ignored. Paranoid? Yeah. But in this case, I was right to be paranoid. It's because I let my guard down that all this shit happened. So that has been the end of the stream sequence of Back to the Past. Thank you for watching, and we'll meet again in the next contingency.